Meta accounts of those affected were inundated with advertisements for casinos and betting sites. This wasn't a result of users actively consenting to such targeted advertising on gambling websites. The question arises, how did Meta obtain this information? The answer, as revealed by The Observer, lies in a covert tracking mechanism embedded within numerous UK gambling websites. This tool surreptitiously extracts user data, encompassing viewed web pages and button clicks, and subsequently transmits this information to Meta, Facebook's parent company. This data is then leveraged by Meta to categorize individuals as gamblers, leading to the aforementioned deluge of casino and betting advertisements. Legally, the utilization and sharing of such data for marketing purposes necessitates explicit user consent obtained directly on the website's IMPLA. However, the Observer's investigation, encompassing 150 gambling websites including virtual casinos, sports betting platforms, and online bingo sites, uncovered widespread violations of these regulations. Wolfie Crissell, a data privacy expert with experience investigating the ad tech industry, commented, "Sharing data with Meta is highly problematic, even with consent. However, doing so without explicit, informed consent demonstrates a blatant." The Observer's network traffic analysis revealed that 52 out of the 150 tested websites automatically shared data with Meta via the Meta Pixel tracking tool, bypassing explicit consent. Among the sites identified as transmitting data without permission were prominent names such as HollywoodBets, Sporting Index, bwin, Lottoland, 10bet, and Bet442. This revelation concerning data sharing and profiling emerges amidst growing calls for a broader investigation into the targeted advertising of gambling services. In September, the Information Commissioner's Office, ICO, issued a reprimand to Bonterre Limited, operating as Sky Betting and Gaming, for illegally processing user data through advertising cookies without consent. The company attributed the incident to a technical error, claiming it had since been rectified. As previously reported by The Observer, in a separate case, Sky Betting and Gaming amassed hundreds of thousands of data points on a problem gambler, subsequently sending them over 1,300 marketing emails. The High Court deemed this data usage unlawful, arguing that the individual's compulsive gambling rendered their consent invalid. While the company asserted significant changes since the incident, 2017 to 19, they expressed fundament. The Gambling Commission has introduced measures to prohibit cross-selling, preventing companies from targeting existing customers with advertisements for other aspects of their business. However, these regulations do not prevent brands from utilizing third-party profiling, such as that conducted by Meta, to acquire new customers. Meta, while declining to comment directly on the Observer's findings, referred to its terms and conditions, which stipulate that companies must obtain consent before transmitting data. A spokesperson stated, "We educate advertisers on properly setting up business tools." Don Foster, a Liberal Democrat peer and chair of Peers for Gambling Reform, expressed concern, stating, "It is critical that gambling companies and online platforms act lawfully, and it is concerning to see evidence of continued unlawful practices." Professor Heather Wardle, a gambling research specialist at Glasgow University, highlighted the risks, saying, "This kind of untamed marketing is hugely risky." If you are already experiencing difficulties from gambling, it is likely to make you gamble more. The Observer's previous reports have documented the misuse of Meta Pixel in other sectors, including instances involving NHS trusts inadvertently sharing sensitive health data. The ICO announced last year a comprehensive review of tracking pixels, emphasizing the necessity for their use to be fair, lawful, and transparent, and vowing to take enforcement action, including fines of up to £500,000, if necessary. An ICO spokesperson stated, "Too often, there is a lack of accountability for how these tools collect and use people's personal information, with poor transparency and deceptive design." Following contact from The Observer, several gambling operators updated their websites to prevent automatic data sharing or removed the Meta Pixel tool entirely. However, The Observer's testing revealed that even without explicit user acceptance, data, including viewed pages and button clicks, was shared with Meta. Lottoland, boasting 20 million customers, declined to comment. Their website features a banner seemingly offering users the option to accept all or reject. Despite this, the observer's testing demonstrated data transmission to Meta prior to user selection. The pervasive nature of this issue underscores the need for greater transparency and stricter regulation within the online gambling and data privacy sectors. The continued exploitation of user data without explicit consent represents a significant breach of trust and a clear violation of established legal frameworks. The ongoing investigation and potential legal ramifications highlight the urgent need for reform to protect vulnerable individuals from the manipulative practices facilitated by such data collection and targeted advertising. The potential for harm, particularly for individuals struggling with gambling addiction, is immense, necessitating robust regulatory oversight and accountability for all parties involved. This situation demands immediate attention and proactive measures to ensure the ethical and lawful use of user data in the digital landscape. The scale of the problem and the potential for widespread harm necessitate a concerted effort from regulators, policymakers, and industry stakeholders to address this critical issue and prevent further exploitation of vulnerable users. This requires a comprehensive and multifaceted approach, encompassing legislative changes, enhanced transparency measures, and stronger enforcement mechanisms to ensure that data privacy rights are upheld and users are adequately protected from manipulative marketing practices. The ongoing struggle for data privacy and the need for stronger consumer protections should not be underestimated. The fight for individual rights in the digital age continues. The future of online data protection hinges on a collaborative effort towards robust regulation, transparent practices, and responsible data handling.